Welcome to episode 357 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and as always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Hello again from almost Canada.
Yeah, not logistically.
No, yeah, I'm almost Canada.
But it's cold like Canada.
It's super cold.
How far are you from Canada?
If I drive, it's about an hour away.
If they redrew the lines, you could be part of Canada.
At some point, yeah.
There's a chance.
If they decided to.
How would you feel about that?
Is what it is.
Right. You just take it. You just be like, I'm just Canadian now, I guess.
If they redraw the lines, it's this is where my house is, this is where my mortgage is, this is where my job is. If I'm Canadian now, then I guess I'm Canadian now. Not looking forward to the metric system, but...
No chance that Gerald and I become Canadian.
No.
They're not going to dip the line down into Tennessee.
Probably not.
Feel pretty safe.
But yeah, actually, if I drive on 10, like I said, about an hour from Canada, I live right on the lake, on Lake Ontario. So you can actually, I guess, get across that pretty quickly.
You could boat ride to Canada.
Yeah, you can. There actually used to be a ferry that went back and forth.
Now, what are your thoughts on when someone says "as the crow flies"?
Well, I don't know. I don't know why specifically it has to be a crow. Is my biggest issue.
Yeah, I've got two thoughts. It is always a crow, but also, what a useless piece of fucking information.
It is, because I'm not a crow and I can't fly.
Right.
I get that.
People are always like, it's about 2 miles as a crow flies. All right, well, how long for a normal person without wings?
Right.
Who's not a fucking bird? How long for that?
Exactly.
Because that's what does he have you pulled up here?
Actually, almost.
I can't even tell what's happening.
Almost.
There's a lot going on there.
You gotta swing. There you go. You're going the right way. Oh, you're okay. You went way too far. Now,
are you on this little island peninsula thing here?
Island peninsula thing.
To the left there, where you're just surrounded by water on almost all sides?
Almost. Go ahead and make that a little bigger, Gerald. Zoom in.
That's a request Dan makes a lot from Gerald.
I'm in between. No, zoom in. Not you're
bigger, not smaller.
You're there you go. Now you got to scroll back over to the left.
Do you think that this is good audio?
I am in between. Oh, it's probably amazing. This is best audio ever.
As you guy plays Where's Waldo with Where You Live?
You got to zoom in again. I can't really see.
There's a giant park. You live close to that giant park?
That's the Iroquois Wildlife Refuge. Let's see, I can't see. Medina, Gates.
Don't give away your exact location.
I'm not, but I'm in between those two right there.
Snipers will show up.
I'm in between.
You're in between where?
Medina and
north,
Gates.
North, west, east?
Medina.
Yeah.
It's Medina.
Medias. Oh, yeah, so you're pretty close to the water.
Yeah.
How long is the drive to the water?
To the water?
Mm-hmm.
15 minutes.
Lake. Yeah.
I'm to the lake in 15 minutes. Yeah.
Would you ever entertain a lake house?
No.
As close as you want to be.
We thought about it, but erosion has been really bad for the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, the St. Lawrence River they've had some problems with too much water coming in. Of course, they blame global warming. I don't know if that's what it is, but so they're having a lot of trouble maintaining the levels. So people's houses are getting flooded, and so
it's a small price to pay for that view, though, huh?
Sure.
All my belongings are gone, but look at that view.
Yep, not for me. Nope.
Yeah. That was a fun tour.
Yeah.
Of upstate New York that we went on with the audio journey that we went on.
I'm Western New York. I'm not upstate New York.
Upstate New York. It's all upstate. It's New York not. And it's upstate New York.
Western New York is different than upstate.
It's all upstate.
No, it's not.
It's the city.
It's not.
Upstate. You live in the city then?
I don't live in the city.
Only two options.
No.
It's like Tennessee is Nashville or not.
I'm not having this conversation because you're
That's
just
your
wrong.
Two locations
so we'll just
there.
Go with that.
Let me know, New Yorkers. Let me know in the comments below.
Yeah, in the comments below.
We don't read any comments anywhere, just so you guys know.
That's not true.
I don't read any comments anywhere.
I read comments.
There's no way. There's too many services. You wouldn't know where all the comments are.
Well, we
don't have
we don't have very many comments. They're pretty easy to find.
But if they listen on like some weird pod smacker or something, you're like, I don't, that's probably a real thing. I just named. I probably just gave a shout out to a real podcasting app because there's 9 million of them.
You may have. And producer Gerald is really into PA for some reason right now. I don't understand why.
He's from the PA.
Oh, because he's from PA.
Bruh. You guys want to see where I'm from?
We know where you're from. Nobody cares.
It's a Publix now. Where I was born. It's a Publix. It's a nice Publix, too.
Oh, you were born at the old hospital?
Yeah. Yep. Classic hospital. GA. Let's move on. It's all the geography I can handle. It's every bit of it. That'll settle me for like the rest of the year at least. Now, it's episode 357. Does that seem like a
lot?
Well, it is a lot. Does it seem like a anniversary episode? 357?
No, but it is.
Yeah. I don't know.
Kind of.
Oh, it's all guns if you Google it. You can't Google it.
Just about this time, 5 years ago, I think, is when we started this.
No, I think it's way longer than that.
It might be longer than that.
I think the math's wrong. I think it's 7 years, yeah. Because I think I consistently say 5 years, and it's 7 years.
Okay. I'm just going off what you say, because you're supposed to be the leader.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's 7 years. I think it was actually 7 years, October 21st.
When we actually went live, though, or when we actually...
I believe that's when the website launched.
Yes. We didn't go live with the podcast about the middle of November, excuse me.
Yeah. The beginning of it was the show was rough at first. It took us a lot to get it going. And as anyone who's been here for a long time knows, we went through some ups and some downs, and we missed some episodes. And it's been forever since we missed an episode, but we missed some episodes, and that's why the math doesn't add up. If you're like, you haven't been around for that long, it's because all those episodes actually exist.
Yes, there was a hiatus that occurred.
I don't think we've ever taken a full week off with no show.
You and I know.
Even like during the bad times, I don't think we've ever like not recorded a show. We recorded like 15 that never saw the light of day, but I don't think we've ever not recorded.
That's true.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So it counts as never missing a week. You just can't hear them all. It's a long time, 357.
Yeah?
We should be at 360 something right now. Like
probably.
368.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But there was, like you said, the bad times.
But we haven't missed an episode we haven't posted an episode late or missed one in forever.
No, it's probably been 3 years.
Yeah, years at this point. We're a pillar of consistency is what I'm telling you. There's no reason you shouldn't be waking up every Monday ready to listen.
Mm-hmm.
A pillar.
Pillars of consistency. I like that.
Yeah. I sent an email to somebody. This is how I know it's not 5 years. I sent an email to somebody asking for a code for a game. And I typed 5 years. And I was like, it's a long time. And then I was like, I don't even think that's right. So I actually thought it might be like coming up on 5 years or coming up on 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I checked, I was like, well, my math is way off.
It's more like 7 years, right?
And then I realized that as far as shows go, we've been around for a long time. Like a long time.
Yeah, we have.
Look at the website. Nobody ever goes there.
Well, there's nothing there. It's been under construction for 37 years.
No, the episodes are all there.
The episodes are all there, but...
See, you can listen to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Not every episode's there, but I think a lot of them.
I remember some of the shit we used to have on that website. Boy, we took on way too much at first. I'm not going to lie.
Look, last episode was called PB Toboggan, which I thought was a good name. How good would that be if that was your alias?
PB Toboggan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that works.
It's good. You don't want to be too memorable. McNope, that was a good episode. I like the names. They're pretty good, some of them. $5 fill up. I don't even remember what that was about.
Me either. Oh, that was about that was the dating app, the dating game.
Oh yeah. Look, I'm the captain now.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good too. What a good time. I like the episodes. I like seeing the names. I still wonder if I've ever repeated
a name.
Gerald did a great job keeping a list for a while, but I have no idea. He still says no. He says no. I've never repeated. I don't know what I've named anything, so it's a miracle.
Yeah, I bet you haven't.
Yeah, it's a miracle though.
After 357 shots,
I haven't just slipped up and just named the same thing twice. There's a not safe for work. I can't believe I never used that before. Wonder what happened in that episode.
What's on that one? What? I'm death.
Super Bowl bake. Look at that one. I don't know what any of these things mean. Oh, man. Xbox One sad. Passion versus creativity. We salute you. All these are, I don't know what any of these mean.
I remember passion versus creativity. We had a heated discussion.
Was there a debate in that episode?
Yeah. Between
Look at Wingsuit Weekly when we wanted to change the show to squirrel suiting. That's still not a bad idea. It's a change, and I think the audience would take a little while to warm up to it. But
I tend to agree. I think you might be a little generous with a little while.
That episode that was called Tech Talk was for sure probably about smart home
stuff without a
Yeah. We talked about it before we recorded this week, so we didn't accidentally do it again.
Yep. Because we know we have a habit of doing it.
You're welcome, people.
We're looking out for you. We have your best interests at heart always.
I wake up every day with everyone's best interest at heart.
I do not.
That's what I do.
I do not.
I'm a giver. What's that, the giving tree? Not a thing?
The giving tree? Yeah, that's a thing.
What's pulled up there? Are you buying something? What is this?
It's Stitcher.
Oh, Stitcher. Yeah, we're on there. Check us out. What does that comment say? Who wrote that? Is it somebody we know? Big Meat 69. Shout out to that guy. Big Meat 69. That was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
If you wanted more proof that we've been around a long time, there you go. Is the math right? Somebody check out that math. Maybe I'm making up the 7-year thing.
We did used to fight a lot.
We did fight a lot.
Actually, it wasn't. I don't know that we is the right answer.
I don't fight. I'm not a fighter.
Yeah. Okay.
357.
By fight, I kind of meant argue, debate.
I don't like to even... I like a good debate. I don't like a hard debate. I don't like when someone's trying to change someone's opinion.
Well, isn't that the point of a debate?
No, I think you just want to say your side.
Fair enough. I'll give you that.
Yeah, we're like 6 and some change. I think we should be at 7.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
I think that checks out. So anyways, happy birthday to us again.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, we'll have a real milestone episode when we hit 7 years.
Will we?
So they would just pull the plug on all this shenanigans.
We're done.
Yeah, what is this? Oh, it's just us again. I ain't mad at that.
It's just us again. I can work with that.
So let's talk about what we've been playing. Let's transition.
Okay.
I'm real like marble mouthy this morning. I didn't bring a drink.
Why not? You always have a drink.
I forgot it.
Oh, no.
And I'm a true professional, so I was already in here ready to go, so I didn't want to leave.
Okay. I guess. I mean, you still could have, before we started, you could have went and got one.
So if I break down, you'll just have to carry us across the line.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what'll happen.
That won't go well, but okay.
I've been playing. I'm going to start.
Go ahead, start.
Because I think that
you first.
You have some new stuff, and I don't. I've been playing Luigi's Mansion. I'm back on the Luigi's Mansion train. I'm trying to get that done. I'm having a really good time with that. I will say the controls get a little wonky sometimes.
Yeah.
With the moving of the light and the vacuum and everything, but that game is well done and well designed.
I agree with that. It is very well done and well designed. I also agree with your wonky controls. In certain senses, they're almost like too complicated for what the game is.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
With sucking and slamming, and there we go.
Blowing.
There's the title. Sucking and slamming.
Sucking, blowing, and slamming.
And doing the thing where you
flashing
bounce everybody away and flash. And
yeah,
there's a lot going on, and it's super easy to just mess yourself up.
That game is super well designed, though. I'm really impressed with that. I'm 6 hours in. I just unlocked the 7th floor. And I'm really impressed with that game. But if I had one critique, it's just that sometimes, and mostly it's in boss fights. What does that mean? Most of the time it's in boss fights, and it gets a little, because they try to do some crazy things with the camera angle and things like that, and it really just makes it hard to see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
As far as the controls, I can see Luigi, I can see the whole board. I can't get him to point where you want him to point. Can be a real battle.
Can be hard. Yes.
There is you can change your settings to do just horizontal control in the sticks. Oh man.
Yeah, right.
I bored myself. It's okay.
I see that.
There can be a real struggle with the. You can change the controls to horizontal instead of omnidirectional, and just use the up and down on the controller with the accelerometer with the gyro. But I still think it's hard.
I would agree with that. I actually need to. I pulled it out and turned it on and almost played it, but I got caught up in something else. So I ended up not playing it this week, even though I meant to. I need to get back into it as well.
Mm-hmm. Then I played some Rocket League. We played together. You completed the Rocket Pass. Congratulations.
Thank you. Finally got it done.
Yeah, got that done. And still grinding through Farm together. I don't know if playing's the right word. Still grinding through that. And I think that's it for me.
Yeah, I guess it might be.
Yeah, I don't think I played anything else. Oh, no, it's not true. I played Beat Saber.
Oh, yeah, you did. I
beat off this week, yeah. I played, I'd purchased the Panic at the Disco pack, and I hadn't played those songs yet. So I jumped in and played those, and then I checked out the Rocket League pack that they have up there. That's right, Rocket League and Beat Saber. We talked about it.
We did talk about it.
But it turns out my music is so low in Rocket League that I don't know most of those songs.
There was only one you said you recognized, I think.
Yeah, and I purchased that one. That was the Love You, Need You. You would definitely know that song if you heard it.
Yeah.
That's the only song I bought, and it was fun to play it in Beat Saber and see it that way. So that game's incredible. If you own VR, you should own Beat Saber. That's it. That's all I played.
I didn't play a whole lot this week. Started a new job this week. Really like it so far. I'm just still in the training process, but it's definitely a step up. We also got hit with record weather shit basically this week. So I got like 18 inches of snow on Monday. On Tuesday, the temperature was like 15 degrees.
Yikes.
This morning, it's a little warmer at this point. I think it's right now 23. Supposed to get up to 34, I think. It's supposed to be the high, but it's been super cold all week. Plus a 25, 30-minute commute for 2 days turned into hour-and-a-half commute. So by the time you're done with that, you're pretty much stressed out and done with everything. So I've been going to bed pretty early. So my gaming has been very limited this week. I did get on one night and we played Rocket League. Knocked out that pass, so I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's only the second of 4 that I've knocked out. I finished Outer Worlds on Sunday, and I still stand by that. That is an awesome game, almost like it was made for me. The way it played, it wasn't super long, but there was no filler.
Mm-hmm.
So I played it for probably 22 hours, 25 hours, and all of it was game time, was playing. There was no, like I talked about it before, but they just did really smart things with some of the stuff that is sometimes used to draw the length of games out. Puzzles and that kind of thing. The puzzles are simple. As far as hacking and lockpicking goes, a lot of times it's some sort of mini game. This was based off your skills, and they just shortened it down. The design of this game was just incredible. It's like they took, like a giant fall, and there's still stuff in there that I think I've only got like 65% of the trophies. So there were actually some missions that whatever decisions I made, I didn't get to. So I do want to kind of go through it again. I'm kind of waiting for a New Game Plus to come out because I don't know that I really want to go through the entire game again.
Are you interested in the platinum at all?
I'm not. We talked about this last week.
Oh, yeah, you said there's difficulties.
It's based on difficulty.
Yeah, that's right.
So I am not. I have no interest. I would like to do it, but I don't think I'm not playing it on super hard. Supernova difficulty, whatever it is. But I like the story, and I actually want to play through it a second time. Like I said, I want New Game Plus because I'm a baby. I want to play through it a second time and kind of be like a completely different person than I was in the first game. And see where that story takes me.
Right.
So, and the last thing I played this week, I think. Yeah, like I said, I turned on Luigi's Mansion and never got to it. But yesterday I picked up, and I wasn't sure if I was going to, but I picked up Fallen Order.
It's Star Wars : Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes. I think it's Star Wars Jedi :
Is it? There's a colon in there.
There is a colon there, but I think it's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I could be wrong.
I don't know either.
But I don't think it really matters. It's a good game. I'm still pretty early in it, so I'm still wrapping my head around the way it plays. It definitely... Exploration is incredibly important in that game. That's like the foundation of the game. It's got some of the Metroid elements that we've talked about before, where you go back, you have to go back to somewhere you were once you get a new skill and that kind of thing. It's very exploration, puzzles, that kind of thing. I'm done. I played a little bit of the combat, and I am not playing on like super hard mode, so. I don't know that it is very, I guess, Soulsian in nature, but I don't know that it's as difficult because I never played any of those games, so I don't know. But so far I'm enjoying the story and the characters. I want to see where it takes me. Like I said, I'm only about 2.5 hours into it, so it's still really early.
Yeah.
But it looks good. The worlds look... I've been to 2 worlds. And the worlds look phenomenal. I'm just, like I said, wrapping my head around it's not a hack and slash, so I need to, I've already noticed that I've died a few times because I'm trying to play it that way, and it's not. You have to dodge and parry and that.
Be a little more thoughtful with your
yeah.
With
Even
your
on, even if you're playing on one of the easy modes, it still plays the same way. And that's what's one of the cool things about the difficulties is it tells you what each difficulty, like what the differences are at the beginning. So you can kind of go into it knowing what your play style is and try to match your play style. So, like I said, I'm just wrapping my head around all that because that's kind of new for me. I don't usually get into that kind of stuff, but it's Star Wars. I can't pass up Star Wars.
So it is Star Wars Jedi : The Fallen Order.
Okay.
You were correct.
For
any clarity, for anyone that wants to throw that out there. But wants to make that their comment. If Big Meat 69 wants to correct us.
I always like being correct, so that works.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah, and plus I was in a big-time Star Wars state of mind because, day one I went live with Disney Plus. So... That's pretty much all I've been watching this week.
I don't think that anyone thought that you wouldn't.
No?
No. Pretty confident saying that no one thought that you wouldn't get that day one.
Yeah, no. Day one I got it. I didn't have any of the troubles people had, but of course I didn't get it till I got home from work that night. So by then I think all those problems, server issues had been kind of worked out. And
right.
Yeah, Disney Plus was almost made for me. So
you did I think we talked about this off air. I don't know. You did the full bundle, right? You did the ESPN Plus, the Disney Plus, and the Hulu.
Well, I did because I already had Hulu, So I essentially just upgraded for $1 more. And that gives me the Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. So can't go wrong with that.
Right. Producer Gerald, did you get the Disney Plus? He did not.
Producer Gerald did not. I'm surprised. You're a Marvel guy.
Yeah, I would have thought you would have got it also. The full bundle with the ESPN Plus, too. That way you could watch the UFC stuff.
Right.
I would have thought. No, he's boycotting. He's
boycotting ESPN.
He's out. He's out on the Disney Plus.
Okay. He's out. Okay. I'm curious. I'll ask another time. I'm curious why he's boycotting ESPN.
Yeah, you don't want to do it now.
Now's probably not the time for it, so I'll ask him later.
If this is your first time joining us, welcome. Each and every week we get together, we talk about whatever the hell we want. Sometimes that includes video games. Most of the time, I'd say. Weekly.
We usually end up talking about video games, but sometimes we take the scenic route getting there.
We've been pretty on point, though, today.
Today we have, yeah.
Not a lot of chatter about other things.
Well, that's because our conversational stuff was kind of meh.
Yeah, well, you're cold, snow.
Cold and snow, yeah.
Tired, new job.
I'm not tired of my job.
No, tired and you have a new job. There's a comma, colon.
Oh, okay, a colon. A semicolon.
Job, colon, tired. So you didn't have an eventful week full of shenanigans to talk about.
I did not, no.
Yeah. Gerald's got an anti-ESPN thing pulled
Gerald's very good. Okay, I got to ask now before you go.
No, because nobody can hear him talk. It won't make sense.
But we can tell them.
Yeah, but what if you just leave it hanging out there and people can guess why he's boycotting them?
Okay, yeah.
It's too long to explain.
Oh, Jesus.
See, there wasn't even a story behind it. You've derailed the show.
There's a whole series of events, apparently.
If this is the kind of content you want in your life, patreon.com/Gamestitch. Support us over there. If you're broke as shit and can't support us, Dan likes that term. So if you're broke as shit and can't support us over there, just tell your friends and family about us. Tell your ESPN anchors about us. Tweet to ESPN and tell them to listen to the show.
Yeah.
At ESPN, listen to the show. Then they'll find out that Gerald doesn't like them.
Our producer.
Yep.
Our producer. That's right. That's what they'll find out. I don't think I ever turned I didn't turn the sound off on my phone.
Did you hear I had a vibrate earlier?
I did, yes.
Yeah. I also didn't put mine on silent like I normally do. So, patreon.com/Gamestitch. Anyways, let's jump into the news. It's kind of a hearty week, but I'll tell you.
What happened?
Sifting through the video game news of the week was tough because everything is Death Stranding, Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Black Friday deals. That is all that exists when you're trying to sort through news. So I had to really put my detective glasses. I had to put a trench coat on. I had to put a detective hat on. I got a magnifying glass out.
You had to go Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see how many episodes I can say trench coat in without it being weird. Yeah, I think it's been 3 or 4 in the last month. So I'm excited to stay up on that. We'll start, though, with the Xbox X19, they call it. Hate the name. Can't stand the name.
It's not a good name. It is not a good name, but
it's XO19. X019. Not even O. Do you like when people use O for zero? I don't like that either.
I don't like when people use, whatever they do. 2 for S. I don't like any of that.
Yeah. Well, I said XO19, but really, that's not a O.
Oh, I get it.
It's a 0, but I substituted that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It probably depends on context.
Think 2019, but then get rid of the 2 and put an X up front. That's what we have here.
Which basically makes it 10-0-19.
It does make it 10-0-19. Or 119. Well,
100.
Sorta, not, then 19.
19.
Colon. So that happened November 14th. We've got like a whole little full rundown here. Skip that first story because it doesn't matter. The game's out. Obsidian announced a new game. So I think strike while the iron's hot in this case because they're fresh off the Outer Worlds.
It sounds cool too, their idea.
Yeah, so it's called Grounded. It's a survival game, and I love that everybody is saying that it's like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids scenario.
Yeah.
I'm seeing everywhere it says Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets Fallout, and I'm like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah, me too.
I'm listening. At least Xbox shoes Gerald's got pulled up. He just derailed the show again. Look at that. Those look good.
I guess they're Nikes. I don't like Nikes.
They don't fit my shoes, but those look good. Or they'll fit my shoes. They don't fit my feet, but those look good.
My shoes don't fit my shoes.
Maybe that's the episode. My shoes don't fit my shoes. That sounds like something you get super high and say.
Yes.
My shoes don't fit my shoes.
Yeah, it does sound like something you get super high and say.
Anyway, so Obsidian showed off Grounded. It looks super cool.
Super cool. I'm into it. I want it. I'm ready for it.
Raw Fury had a new game to announce called The West of Dead. Western-themed twin-stick shooter. Stars a Ghost Rider-looking figure. Man with a skull head on fire. You get the idea. It looks fun. Looks like a twin-stick shooter to me.
Yeah, it just looks like the typical idea. Twin-stick idea. It's...
not one I'll play. But all these will be part of Game Pass. So
I don't really like twin-stick shooters.
Yeah.
I've tried to like them because some of them have really cool ideas behind them, but I just can't.
Then we moved on to Ninja Theory's new game, which is called Bleeding Edge. We saw it at E3, I think. It's the hero-based multiplayer game. A lot of people got weird feelings about it, but anyways, they showed it off. It's set to release March 24, 2020. So buckle up if you want that one. Life Strange developer showed off a new game called Tell Me Why. So Don't Nod's new game. How'd you feel about this?
I thought it looked really good. I think it looks more along the lines of what I liked out of Life is Strange than what I'm getting out of Life is Strange 2.
Right.
So, more of that. I don't know. I always have a problem with that. What I like is, whether it's movies, TV shows, video games, all of that, I have a real I like concepts that are based around like romantic love rather than like platonic love. Best example is like I love The Crow, the movie The Crow. But The Crow 2 did nothing for me because it's not that romantic love. It's a platonic love. It's a father and his son, which is still love. I understand that, but it's a different kind of love. But I don't really get into stories about, brothers and sisters and that kind of stuff. But I like the aspects of romantic love. So I don't know. I think that might be the trouble I have with Life is Strange 2 because it's two brothers. But this one looks like it's going to be going back to some of the aspects of the first one. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah. It looked like a I don't know. It looked more focused than what Life is Strange looked. A little bit of a jumble to me, and that's as somebody who didn't play it.
Right.
I get it was just a trailer though, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Halo Reach is coming to the Master Chief Collection. I think was Reach part of the like a pre-order thing that they gave out, maybe.
I think I can't remember honestly.
Yeah, so now it'll be a part of the full game.
I don't really follow the Halos, so
yeah, been a long time since I've been a part of Halo. And Yakuza, final announcement: Yakuza is coming to Xbox One next year. 3 Yakuza games are coming to Xbox One via Game Pass. Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, and Kiwami 2. So, no specific date was announced. That was kind of a recap from X019.
Didn't Rare announce a new game?
Oh, yeah, skip that story right off the bat. It's the very first one. What happened?
Well, you didn't have to call yourself out on it.
Oh, I know what happened. It's because I skipped the fact that they showed a trailer for Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order. I didn't want to. There's no reason to recap that they showed a trailer because that game's out.
Right. So
anyway,
I
also just skipped right by Rare.
Gotcha. Rare announced Everwild. It's basically a third title to come from the studio. And it looks like it's going to be kind of like Journey. Like an adventure game type where you apparently explore this world and discover magical moments with the help of other players. It is still pretty early in development, and it is being developed alongside new developments for Sea of Thieves. So they're not throwing Sea of Thieves into the water, so to speak. They're just working on this as well.
The boat, right?
Right. They're not making it walk the plank.
Right. Not throwing the baby out with the ocean water.
That's right.
That one was a little bit of a reach.
Kind of.
I had to move some stuff around.
You had to make some adjustments, no doubt.
Yeah.
I like to work that pun in. Yeah, Rare's doing some good work. Now that I think that they're able to be a little bit more focused since they've been brought into Xbox, I think they're able to be a little bit more focused, is what it seems to me.
Yeah. Now, fun fact, that whole time I was typing, Siri was listening.
Oh.
So what it thought I said was, not the right throw it over the boat right now, throwing the baby out with the ocean water. That was a little bit of a reach out to some move stuff her to make work. Yeah, I like Rare. Gerald wants to know what we thought of the controller. Which one? This crazy one you got pulled up? Because didn't they show off the Elite 2 as well?
Yeah, they did show off the Elite 2 as well. It's called Aquabrush. I mean, it looks cool, obviously, but
I don't like. I'm kind of over that controller's like a base of white though.
Yeah, I don't like white on my controllers.
Yeah, I'm over white, a predominantly white controller.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I am too. They just get too dirty and they fade over time, and it's so easy to see.
Yeah,
this is my problem.
Yeah, so that was kind of the recap from there. I think I didn't skip anything else.
No, a lot of good stuff came out of it. Anything you're particularly excited about from this?
The idea that Rare's new game I think will be cool. I think Obsidian's game is a neat idea. I don't know that I would, I don't know where I'll stand on it. Nothing jumps out as like, oh my God. Not for me, no.
Yeah, I am excited for Life is Strange.
Yeah.
So, which I'm sure comes as no surprise to anybody who's listened to this show. I do love those games and the way they're played, and I really do need to get back into 2 because the story's not horrible, but I'm just not connecting on it like I did the first one, and I feel like, Tell Me Why I will.
Right.
Kind of get drawn into, I guess, emotionally.
Tell Me Why is the name of the game.
Yes.
Because you said Tell Me Why I will. It sounded like you're waiting for me to tell you.
Oh.
I just wanted the people listening to know that he was...
To understand the connotation.
Yeah. You weren't waiting on me right then.
No. I wasn't. And I wasn't shouting out to Backstreet either.
Tell me why. Yeah. It's a good song.
Yeah, you knew it.
Song.
See?
Classic.
See?
Classic. Backstreet's back.
All right.
Yep. We're back. Google Stadia, that's getting ready. That shit's coming out.
Sure.
Sorta. So, a lot of Google Stadia talk finally, and maybe not for the reasons that they would like. Now, you and I had a conversation offline about this.
We did.
And I think maybe we stand on sort of the same ground, but sort of different ground, if that makes sense. So there's 2 stories here. The first story is what games are going to be there at launch. So it is launching, sorta. It is launching for founder supporters, founder people.
Founders, yes.
As soon as next week for some people. Maybe not as soon as next week for other people, which we've already discussed.
They're being sent out in a staggered fashion. So
yeah, and they are first come, first serve in the order they were ordered in. But the launch lineup as of that day will be Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Destiny 2, Guilt GYLT, which is actually their exclusive Stadia only game, Just Dance 2020, Kine, I believe that is pronounced, Mortal Kombat 11, Red Dead Redemption 2, Thumper, Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and Samurai Showdown.
That's correct.
Those are the 12 that they're kind of launching with. Now, keep in mind, Destiny is the only game that you'll get as part of the service if you were a founder. Everything else would be something you would have to purchase. They did announce that Destiny was part of that. So it's a small list. I'm seeing people attack the list, but remember, and I'm going to say this over and over again, this is only out for the people who did the Founders Edition. Full launch isn't slated till February. That's when people will be able to go to the store and buy one of these.
Right.
So it is small, but think of, early access basically is what this is. It's not a full launch, so I don't think it's fair to hold it against other launches. But there are some things that I think are striking about this list. First off, there's three Tomb Raider games, which are too many. But they have 2 rhythm games and 2 fighting games.
Yes.
So that tells me they are very confident about the product they have and the latency that you'll get, because all 4 of those games would be virtually unplayable if the latency wasn't what they thought it was going to be.
That is correct. I do agree with you there.
Yeah. Now, maybe Just Dance you can get away with, but you're not playing Thumper with latency.
No.
It won't work. And I think we all know how fighting games will work if you don't. So I think that they feel pretty confident in the product they're delivering when it comes to that. Now, they also announced before the year is out, they're going to release more games. So before the end of 2019, they plan to also release Attack on Titan, Final Battle, Borderlands 3, Darksider, Genesis, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Farming Simulator 19, Final Fantasy 15, Football Manager 2020, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Grid, Metro Exodus, NBA 2K20, Rage 2, Trials Rising, and Wolfenstein Young Blood. Making that a pretty significant launch, and I'm sure there'll be even more out by the time it actually launches.
Right. There will be quite a bit out by the time it launches in March.
Yeah, for the time you can go pick one up at the store, go to Target, make a Target run, and pick one up. It's going to be a very substantial list. Now, I don't know how many exclusives they're going to have at that point, but it's going to be a very substantial list, I think, by the time this thing actually launches.
Well, I do think they need to... Google really, in my mind, I should say, Google really needs to come across with some good, strong exclusives that you can only get on Google Stadia. Otherwise, I just have some concerns, especially considering this list. Now, I know that you stated, anytime there's a launch, there's not a whole lot of games for it. The PS2 launched with, 15 games?
Yeah, so I think the PS3 launch, I didn't go back to PS2. I think the PS3 launched with 12 games, and I think the PS4 launched with 22 games.
Right. But the key there is that all those games were new games for that system.
Well, some of them were
with the exception of a couple of ports.
Yeah, some of them ports.
With the exception of one of these games, they're all ports. None of them are new games. They're not a game you're getting for free with the service. They're games that you still have to buy. That's a little concerning unless I think Google really needs to buckle down. If they're going to make this work, they need to come on with some really strong exclusives at some point. And I think it needs to be sooner than later.
Well, I was telling you, some of this stuff, like I'm a big, long-term fan of the Farming Simulator series.
Yep.
For the first time, I waited to get it because I wanted to buy the deluxe edition that comes with everything. Because I get suckered into buying the game, and then when you buy the DLC, it's hella expensive. And if you just wait, you can get the game and all the DLC for way cheaper.
Right.
But if you look at Farming Simulator on PC versus PS4 or a console, just at all, it's drastically different.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is by far like a night and day looking difference in the way that game looks running on PC. So if I could play Farming Simulator and it looks the way that they say it will, which they say that, everything on Stadia will be the highest quality running version of that game.
Right.
I could see me getting into some of that. So I think some ports are okay if it's a better, Red Dead on PC. That game looked incredible on a base PS4. That game is blowing people's mind on a PC.
It is, but I'd be curious to see how many people who already own that game on PC or even on one of the consoles are going to be willing to shell out $129 for this system and then another, let's say on a good day, $50 for that game that they've already played that they already have.
Same amount of people are going to get it on PC. I mean, there's enough there that they bring it over to PC. I think there's enough people there who will either haven't played it or... I mean, if you waited to play Red Dead, that's still your cheapest way to play Red Dead, will be Stadia. Because you're in the system for $129, you have the game for $60, we presume. There's no cheaper way to play Red Dead if you don't have a PC that'll run it and you don't have a console.
That's true.
So I think I'm not going to buy a second copy of probably anything. You know, when this comes out, I'll have Destiny. When Farming Simulator comes out, I'll see which edition it is. I may go ahead and buy it there. And I'm going to buy Guilt when it comes out. Like when I pick up my Stadia, I'm going to buy Guilt because that game looks cool, and also I want to play an exclusive on Stadia to see what I'm working with. Mm-hmm. But you know, I don't plan to rebuy things I already own. So you know, I'm sure people will, but I'm sure a lot of these people been waiting to dip their toes into gaming. I don't know. I don't think it's a terrible fit.
I don't know. Do you really think that these people have waited 7 years for this to come out before they got into a game they wanted to play?
I don't think they waited 7 years for it to come out, but I think there's an affordable solution finally.
No, I do think the smart move on Google's part was bringing this out at the end of these two console systems' life cycles.
Yeah, I think it's an affordable solution. I don't think it'll be for everybody, but I do think it's an affordable solution for you to play a game at maxed out settings that never needs to update and never needs to install.
I also think it's very important to note that when you buy that game, you are paying full price for that game, and you are basically giving it to someone else to allow you to use it as they see fit.
I mean, that's every cloud platform. I mean, that's how that's going to work.
Right, that's every cloud platform. But I sometimes think, you know, along with people forgetting, you know, that's why I asked about launch titles. You know, people forget that when a system first launches, it doesn't have a whole bunch of games. I think people also tend to forget that why they own this game, they're basically putting all their trust in Google to maintain their library.
Yeah, but I would argue that you put it into Microsoft and Sony, too, because when you buy a game digitally, if they ever kill that digital storefront and you don't have a copy on your console or your hard drive fails, you also don't have access to those games.
That is true. But I still think that people need to be reminded of that with the Stadia.
You're putting your faith in anyone unless you go buy a digital copy of a thing.
Physical copy.
Physical copy. Unless you go have one in hand that you could play at any time, you are putting faith in somebody that they're going to keep servers up or they're going to keep the store where you can download, you know, things like that.
Right. The difference is that a lot of times physical is an option. It will not be for the Stadia.
Yeah, but I think that's the world in which we live in. We're going to where there will be
less
physical
that way.
options.
Yeah, I do understand that. I do.
So I know that xCloud's talking about you know, digital licensings and some other things they can do. You know, I don't know what'll happen with how this all works and people buying things that they don't actually own, but the lawsuits that will come forth, I'm sure if Google shuts down after people have paid for games, will force them to have to refund money and all kinds of things like that. Careful. So,
but it might be in the fine print that, hey, I mean,
I'm sure it is, but people will still sue and it'll still be a whole deal.
Yeah, maybe. I guess we'll see.
But, you know, I think you have to put your faith in any of these companies, and I think the scary thing about Google is they've shown a tendency to quit things that don't work.
And that is actually one of the biggest concerns of developers.
Yeah, there's a lot of developers who want to see this thing in the wild and how they support it to make sure they don't just quit it.
Right.
Which I think is fair.
I think it's very fair.
But at the same time, I don't think it's... I'm seeing a lot of people, you know, talking about what you're talking about, how, you know, you're paying for a game that's not yours. I don't know if that's fair because I think we do that a lot. A digital license for a game that you can't download anytime forever isn't really anything.
You're right.
You know, so I don't know. We'll see. So that's the game list. That's the first story people are talking about. The second story are the features that aren't going to be there when this thing launches. Again, it's not a full launch, so take this for what it is. But during an AMA with Stadia's Andre, Dornachev? How's he say that guy's name? I don't know. And Barry Lee, a pair of Google employees. Doranachev.
Andre Doranachev.
It's missing a few features, though. That's not going to have the Stream Connect, State Share, and Crowd Play, all features that are kind of based around multiplayer. Those won't be available at launch. Steam Connect may arrive before the end of the year, but State Share and Crowd Play won't be running until 2020. PC Chrome gameplay won't support 4K HDR or 5.1 on day one either. Stadia will be able to stream 4K HDR 5.1 on Chromecast Ultra, but support on PCs won't be added till 2020. So it'll work on PC, but not at the 4K HDR 5.1. The Stadia controller will only work wirelessly with Chromecast, which we've talked about. Everything else will have to be, wired. And existing Chromecast Ultra devices won't support Stadia until a firmware is released, and that'll happen sometime after the launch. So if you just purchased a controller and already had a Chromecast out there, and you were thinking you were good to go, it's going to be maybe a little bit of a wait there. The achievement system is also missing. Now, I'm seeing people freak out about this, but Google was clear to say it's working. It's there. You earn the achievements. You just can't yet see them, so don't panic.
Well, so once it goes live, anything you have earned will
correct.
Go live.
And you should see the achievements as they go. There's just not a comprehensive list, is my understanding. So I think that maybe will be okay. Because I first thought, well, this sucks. I have to play a game twice if I want achievements in it. But they kind of got in front of that a little bit. There's no family sharing option until early 2020. The Buddy Pass for founders won't arrive until 2 weeks after the founders have received their bundles. Controllers aren't being sent out all at once either, so you may have to wait a few days after the 19th to receive yours. So that's a little weird if you got a separate controller. You would think that everything would come in together. So it's just a lot of little things that I think are freaking people out. But again, this thing's not out until next year.
And that's the most important thing to note is essentially, if you're a founder, what you paid for basically you paid into a beta test. That's what this is. And it was kind of clear about that before going in, so no one should be completely surprised that they're going to, for lack of a better word, that they're using the founders as beta testers to find problems, to find fixes, to find all that stuff before it releases in March. On top of that, I'm sure they're going to take feedback from the founders when it comes to implementing these other systems that maybe require a little bit more focus to bring out into the system. So I don't think that anybody who's coming in as a founder shouldn't have a problem with this. I understand to just the layman how it can be kind of scary. Well, they said it was going to have all this. Well, it is going to have all that. It's just not having it during the beta test. Like any other beta test, there's going to be things that are missing.
Everyone I see criticizing it is either games media or people who didn't do the Founders Pack.
Right.
Those are all the people I see criticizing it, which is fine. Everyone has the right to have their own opinion, but it's like you're my voice, like you're speaking up for me, and I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
So that's a little weird to me. I think I knew what I was signing up for. Why I don't know that I understood who Stadia was for. I think I'm starting to get a little bit better of a picture of that, but I still understood that this thing wasn't going to launch perfect. It's their first game console. It's doing something totally different than everything else that exists that is launched.
Yep.
And it's Google, so they're going to get some shit wrong.
Right.
I mean, they're a massive company. Anyone of their scale gets shit wrong. Look at the launch of the Xbox One. They got it all wrong.
No shit.
And they're arguably one of the biggest, most powerful companies in the world, and they got it all wrong. Shout out to Bill Gates for passing Bezos as the richest person on the earth again. They just go back and forth.
Yeah.
Those two. But yeah, so I pre-ordered one. You didn't. Producer Gerald, you pre-ordered one. So we all know my thoughts. I'm still fine. I'm still in what are your thoughts? So people can't hear you, but I want to relay it. Where you're at. Not happy. What specifically are you not happy about? The exclusive games. The only announcement of one that's launching in 2019. Now, you didn't pay any extra to have it early, though. So if there's 4 or 5 games out by actual launch, will you feel okay? He doesn't know. He's in there. Are you gonna just resell this? Are you gonna play it? Where are you at? Thinking about reselling it. Dan's in the market for one.
Not yet, he's not.
What kind of deals you cutting? I need that second controller.
See, what I'm curious about, because eventually this is supposed to work with Chromecast. I have Chromecast on my TV.
I don't know if it'll work with... I think it has to be Chromecast Ultra.
Oh, for all time?
I think so. Yeah.
Right. But they also said that it's only going to work with that. Right off the bat.
Yeah, it'll work with existing Chromecast Ultras that are out once that firmware update happens, but I don't know that it'll work with originals. I don't know. I mean, you might be right. I don't know.
So that'll be interesting to see. I hope, because then I'd have to buy the controller, which would be nice.
Would you do that, maybe?
That I would do. For $60, $70 for the controller? Yeah, that I do.
Yeah. I'd like to have a second Founders controller so I can have a matching pair. It's different, though. This is different than other, because I like having, like for my Xbox, when I got the Forza Xbox, I'm like, I'd like to have a second controller so I can have a matching pair. There's no console with this.
Right.
So having different colored fun controllers is kind of, I guess, the point. I love that Wasabi controller. Now, Gerald asked if I was worried. No, what they said was everybody who pre-ordered it initially in the first wave will get the Founders controller. As far as what I read, so I feel fine about that. I watched an unboxing. It's all packed together.
Right.
So my controller is not going to arrive separately. It's all in one box.
Well, I'm looking forward to see what you have to say once it comes.
Yeah. Like I said, my plan is to day one, obviously I'll have Destiny. I will toy around in there just a little bit just to see how it runs, but I'm going to play Guilt is really my plan.
The one you're looking forward to?
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know how much
this initial batch.
Have you seen Guilt? It's got a neat look to it.
Yes, it does. It's got a kind of a Coraline.
Yeah, almost it gives me Concrete Genie vibes a little bit too.
Yeah.
The art style does. So
yes,
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm excited about it. Guilt, GYLT, if you guys want to look it up. That's all the Stadia talk.
Yep.
We'll breeze through some of these next stories. I know we're running maybe a little long in the tooth.
We sure are.
The Atari VCS retro consoles pre-orders are available for everyone who did not Indiegogo the project or Kickstarter or whatever the hell they did.
Yay.
Turns out this is a damn thing that's actually happening.
Yeah.
I really have my doubts.
I'm curious. I got to admit, I'm curious.
But Atari teamed up with GameStop and Walmart to launch pre-orders, and those are live in both stores. Alongside Atari's official page for the console, you can get either a 400 or an 800 version, which is the 4 gig or 8 gig of upgradable RAM, as well as a classic joystick controllers and a modern controller. A bundle for the 800 with each controller, and a bundle with the 800 with each controller. There's a couple of different options as far as color goes as well. So if you actually go look at the links for Walmart, now there's like 20 different options you can pre-order. It's way complicated.
Yeah.
The modern controller looks like a Pro controller to me a lot.
Yes.
Like it's got a real Switch Pro controller vibe going on. The classic Atari controller is, I think, tastefully modernized. Yeah, I agree with that. It's got a damn good look to it.
It does look good.
I mean, this thing is probably fine. I don't know what the fuck this is for or who it's for. But the thing looks cool.
Yeah, it's something else I'm going to have to wait and see. I mean, it's a maybe, I guess. But yeah. I still got to wait and see, what it has to offer me that I can't get somewhere else that might do it better. So
First revealed in 2017, it's stylized to look like the retro consoles that we grew up with. It'll come preloaded with a selection of classic games that you can play, but it'll also support the ability to download, stream, and play games through a Linux-based operating system. This will also include modern titles. They have not released a list yet of what will be out there, but under the hood, it's running an AMD Ryzen processor, Radeon graphics technology that support 4K and HDR streaming. So you could probably just skip Stadia and Scarlet and PS5 and scoop up this Atari VCS. That's what I'm saying. You know? VCS is video.
Actually, it may end up being worth it to skip PS5 and Scarlet and pick up a Google Stadia.
Who knows?
You know?
None of us know. That's what's so crazy about right now.
Right.
We don't really know what PS5 and Scarlet even are. Who knows what the fuck Nintendo? They're probably working on a bracelet that you can play on.
Yep.
Who knows what kind of shenanigans they're doing. And then you have Google, who is kind of out there first with the streaming. You have xCloud that's looming in the background. xCloud is in beta, just added PS4 controller support. I don't know what the fuck is happening over there. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. And then you have this Atari VCS out of nowhere that it looks damn cooler than it deserves. I mean, if you grew up in that era and you don't think this is cool looking, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, it does look cool. And it definitely, again, everything about the VCS is, like you said, tastefully modernized. I tried to say that. Yes. You tried to say it.
I tried to say it twice.
It kind of induces that nostalgia for what those systems were for you, but they look with a modern bent. So well done on that, actually.
Man, the Jet Black Pro controller with the one giant red butt joystick there.
Yep.
Fucking smart. The thing looks awesome. It's super cool looking. I think it's expensive. I don't think the price is in here. Can you pull up the? I think
they go for like $300. I think that's a little high.
Can you pull up the bundle that's the 800 with both controllers? That's the one to get.
Yeah, and it's
the bigger storage with both controllers.
Or is it 400?
$399 it looks like.
Ooh, yeah, that's steep.
Is that the? So that's it. Yeah, $399.
I guess we'll have to see what.
$389.99. Excuse me.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see what it does. So.
What's the knowing what you know now? What's the price that you would pay for that?
Right now, I'm still at zero because I don't know enough about what it has to offer me.
So there's no. If there was $99, you wouldn't even jump on board. Not knowing. Gotcha.
Nope. I need to wait and see what it offers. How does its gaming service work?
I'll tell you one thing. These things either come out and do okay and they sit around, or they fucking fail miserably and you can pick one up for $100 real quick.
Yep. And that's what, because once I know what it offers to me, I might be willing to pay $99.
I want to be clear on something for anybody out there listening. If you think it'll be fun to go back and play Atari games, it won't. No. I want to be crystal clear on that. As someone who still has an Atari, those games don't hold up.
So do I. And no, they do not. I've tried.
NES games, Master System games, those are fun to go back to. Super Nintendo games, the Genesis, those are fun. The Atari is too far back.
Yes, it's not fun.
You're like, these games look like shit. Circus is impossible. Like, you're not going to... Yeah. That's not why you're going to come to this thing. Now, I look at that new joystick and I think about modern updates to Atari games, and that is interesting to me.
That could be cool.
I don't think they've said anything about that.
With remastered graphics?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remastered graphics on like Kaboom.
That's interesting to me. With that fucking new controller?
Yep.
That's interesting to me. This next story kind of put this on here for you, and I don't have much to say. I don't know if there is a lot to say, but reportedly there's a new Mass Effect game that's in very early development in BioWare Edmonton.
Yeah, which really isn't a surprise. I mean, anyone who pays attention to Mass Effect already picked up on these hints that was a thing. But we know nothing about it, so we can't get excited yet.
They dropped a lot of hints, right?
Yeah. They've been dropping a lot of hints for about 2 months now.
On N7 Day, right? They dropped a lot of hints. That's what that story says.
Right.
Before we move on, there's a shout out this week from Zach. It ties into this, so we'll just throw it out here now.
Okay.
His shout out is to Mike Gamble and BioWare. It looks like they are finally pulling their heads out of their rectums and returning to their roots. A new Mass Effect is now in early development stages and should be released shortly after Dragon Age 4. So that's his shout out. You and Zach are like the same person.
We're similar.
I don't know that you're not Zach, except for the pictures and all the emails come from someone different.
I think we said it because you forwarded me the email he sent, and I'm like, man, it's like this dude has camera set up in my house.
Everything he talked about in the email, which a lot of it was just for us, but everything he talked about sounded like he was just recapping Dan's week.
Yes.
Sound like
right down to the weather.
Sound like Dan's beginning of Dan's show. Yeah, you're excited about this. You'll no matter what happens, you'll buy this Mass Effect.
Oh, I'll definitely get the next Mass Effect, even if it's garbage.
Right. So, look forward to that.
I don't think it will be garbage. I don't think the last one was as bad as everybody said. Everybody thought it was. I got the complaints. It didn't have the replayability for me that the past ones did. But it was by no means a bad game, and I had a lot of fun with it. So, I'm definitely looking forward.
I think the Outer Worlds is showing that there's still a place for these kind of games if you get them right.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. The Outer Worlds definitely has its massive... I mean, and this is why it resonated so much with me. I mean, it's literal. That game is pretty much Mass Effect crossed with Firefly.
Right.
So there was no way it could go wrong in my mind. And it didn't. It delivered in spades. So
speaking of delivering... Looks like the Uncharted movie's got Mark Wahlberg back in it.
Here's how long this game's been in development, folks. When it was originally announced that Mark Wahlberg was in talks, he was in talks for Nate Drake. Now, Mark Wahlberg is in talks for Victor Sullivan.
He's in what they call final talks. I don't know what that means.
But that's the last talks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, is that a done deal, or... Could we still lose Marky Mark at this point?
We could lose Marky Mark, but the odds are... It's looking real good that he is... They're just closing up some holes now.
They must just either be backing up a dump truck full of money, or he must really want to be in this movie. Because this is...
Hard to tell.
I mean, I guess I kind of understand when he was going to be Nate Drake, because he was going to be the lead, but it's like, he's back in, he's Sully. That's fucking weird, but not really weird, because Tom Holland is Drake, so it's young Drake. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's like a whole lot going on here. I love Mark Wahlberg. There's the side-by-side of young Victor Sullivan with Marky Mark.
Yep.
I don't know.
I kind of see it.
Yeah, maybe.
He needs to have the mustache. If he doesn't have the mustache, I'm not going to watch it.
He's going to have that. Sully's going to... I mean, I could see Sully more than...
Nate?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Especially in his accent and everything like that.
Marky Mark might have been okay as Nate's brother.
Sam
Drake.
Sam Drake. Look at that mustache on Victor.
I know, it's amazing, huh?
That's a good mustache. So anyways, yeah, that movie has been around so long that he has aged into another character. To a different character.
Kind of.
Yeah.
We'll say he sidestep aged into it.
Sonic. Remember that movie? Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yep.
People came out, internet lost its shit. They put out a new trailer, and now the internet is unlosing their shit.
Right, now they're happy.
They fixed Sonic.
And to be fair, they did fix Sonic.
For those unfamiliar, they released, sometime this year, they released a trailer of Sonic. His face was fucked up. And
just all of them was fucked up.
People got real uncomfortable with how he looks. A lot of fanfic came out of original Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at Sonic now and look at him then, you realize how bad he was.
Right.
He somehow is worse by how good the new Sonic is.
Exactly.
But I also want to say that not only does he not look like he looked then, he looks much better. The trailer is also a way better trailer.
Yes, it is. It actually kind of gives you an idea of what the movie may be about.
It's a kid's movie.
It is a kid's movie.
It feels like a kid's movie. There's snarky Sonic, which I think you expect. There's silly Jim Carrey, which a lot of people miss.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Carrey doesn't look like he's reading wacky lines. Jim Carrey looks wacky.
Right.
Which people love wacky Jim Carrey. It looks like Ace Ventura Jim Carrey. And I think that that movie is probably going to be exactly what it's supposed to be. Now, here's the part that I love. The conspiracy theories have come just everywhere now.
Oh, yeah, I know.
They're saying you couldn't have fixed it this fast. It was always going to be this Sonic. They put out the shitty one so everybody would talk about it. And people are losing their minds about the flight path that this game has taken.
Yeah, whatever, man. I mean,
let's get producer Gerald's take because he loves a good conspiracy theory.
He does love a good conspiracy theory.
Was the original Sonic fake?
What's your verdict?
Oh, he's not behind this conspiracy.
Oh, he's not
theory.
Behind this conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
He says the original one was legit.
I also agree, but what a good marketing ploy if not. What if it was always going to be like this? Is genius. Because it got everyone talking about Sonic, which I thought was impossible.
Yeah.
But this looks like a...
and he looks good, man.
He looks good now. That movie looks good. I'm hearing like different shows and stuff where people are like, I'm going to go see this now.
I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying that. Like, they fixed him. It looks funny. It looks quirky. It looks like a good, wholesome family movie with Sonic in it.
It's also from the producers of Fast and Furious, so...
It's about family. We know that then. Now, I've made a proclamation with a friend of the show, Patman.
Oh.
That Sonic will do better than Detective Pikachu in the theater. And he says I'm out of my mind.
No.
But I think Sonic will do better than Detective Pikachu in the theater. U.S. I'm only talking U.S. Can you see what Detective Pikachu did in the theater in the U.S.? I think Sonic will outperform that. And he says, his exact words is, "You're out of your mind. It's Pokemon." That's what he told me.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not.
It is Pokemon, but it's not the Pokemon it's not Pokemon.
If you made Pokemon the movie, it would outsell Sonic.
Right.
But they didn't. Yep. They made Detective Pikachu, which I heard is amazing and I still want to see. Mm-hmm. But 58 million opening week. I don't know about total US, but
that's not terrible.
Sonic is going to outperform. Hold on to your fucking shorts. Sonic is going to outperform Detective Pikachu. And Patman, friend of the show, Patman's going to be wrong.
Okay. I'm not getting in the middle of it because I don't know.
What side would you fall on? Are you a Pokemon believer?
Well, the problem is I don't know because I have no... I could give two shits about Pokemon.
Sonic has done so good by absolutely just fucking this thing up.
It could
They have so much good faith. And look, I don't like these internet mob mentality. They fix Sonic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all bad out there. They got Sonic right.
Right.
And it's not just that they put out this weird fan fiction version of Sonic that has definitely been part of some porn now. They put out this Sonic and then they listened to everybody and then they said, hey, because we don't want to work our animators to death, we're also going to delay it because we don't want that crazy crunch because we want to make a good movie. It's just like everything they've done since fucking him up has been very smart.
Very smart. Yep.
And I think that you're seeing the Fast and the Furious tie-in by how good and how well they're treating the franchise. I think you're seeing that.
Yeah.
You're seeing the love that they treat the Fast and the Furious with.
That's because it's about family.
Yeah, Sonic has always been about family. You see how many times he says that it's about friends? It's about, like he fights for his friends and he protects his friends. That movie's about family. Low key.
He meant family.
Yeah, that movie's low key about family. Is that global 144 million or is that U.S. only?
That's just domestic.
Domestic. 144 million is the mark, Sonic. It doesn't matter what it was going against. I don't care about the Avengers call out. I want a head-to-head Detective Pikachu versus Sonic the Hedgehog.
No other metrics in play.
No other metrics in play.
Sonic's the only thing we're taking is his final domestic
box office. We're gonna have to wait months for this figure.
Yeah, we are.
but I'm fairly confident that Sonic is going to win. And
you might be onto something.
Friend of the show, Patman, will have pie on his face. You know? He'll eat crow. Is that what people say?
Yeah. It is what people say.
Yep. So that's it. That's the last story. Sonic. February. Gerald now on Team Sonic.
He said February, huh? Yeah. Comes out There's not much going on in February.
Yeah, he says it'll be February 14th. Is that Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day.
Holy shit, it's about love too. It's about family and it's about love.
Gotta say I'm with you.
Yeah, that's three votes, Sonic.
I think I think that timing is everything.
Timing
well played,
is everything.
Sonic producers. Well played.
Yeah, right. Well played, Sonic. I loved it immediately. The internet's like, they fixed him so quick and so well, this shit was all staged. It couldn't just be like hours and hours of hard work, you know.
Right.
They brought in I should know his name, but they brought in the gentleman who works on the YouTube thing, the Sonic Mania Adventures.
Yep.
They apparently brought him in to try to help fix Sonic, and obviously they listened to a lot of fan feedback, and I feel totally comfortable saying they got him right.
Me too. I think he looks good.
Yeah.
That trailer looks good. It makes me want to see the movie.
If you want to giggle, though, watch the first one and then watch the second one.
Oh, I did that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're rough when they're back to back. Now, I do hope that on the special edition Blu-ray, I hope they include the original trailer and then the original trailer with the new Sonic. I think that would be a fun little throwback if they had both trailers, because the new trailer is a totally different trailer.
Right.
And again, it's a much better trailer. I would love to see the first trailer redone with new Sonic. So, did you see the poster for that movie? Where it's got Big Jim Carrey in the background? It's super cool looking.
Yeah, it does look good.
The movie's
I want that from my room.
The movie's... I'll hang that up.
I will hang that up.
That movie's set to overtake Pokemon. That's what I'm saying. Stage is set.
Heard it here first.
We might be the only outlet making that claim. I've not heard that talked about.
Then we're the only one that's right.
It's true. It's going to be good. That's it for the news. It's time for shout-outs now. We did one shout-out earlier because it made sense. Remember, patreon.com/Gamestitch if you want to shout-out each and every week. If you don't send us a shout-out, we give you one because, by God, that's what we do. Now, we did Zach's earlier. We've got Thomas's left. Now, I'm thinking that... So I haven't had a chance to play much with Thomas.
Okay.
Lately.
Right.
But I'm thinking, I'm just going to make this prediction. I'm thinking that Stadia makes sense for Thomas. He likes to play on his damn tethered to his cell phone.
He does, but he
could get decent speeds.
He might, yeah. Maybe.
He likes to, let me rephrase that. I don't know if likes is right, but he moves around a lot for work.
Yes.
He's not sitting at home all the time like we get to. I think that Stadia may be a solution for him.
As long as he's got the power in his hotspot, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so Thomas is Team Stadia. That's his shout out.
Okay.
He's Team Stadia. That's 2 votes Stadia.
He's also Team Sonic.
Yeah, fuck it. He's Team Sonic too, and so is Zach. That's 5 votes Sonic. That's 1 vote for Pokemon with friend of the show, Pat Man.
Sorry, Pat Man.
Yeah, call him friend of the show, Pat Man. I don't like to make it too personal.
Friend of the show, Pat Man.
Yeah,
sorry.
I like to call him that all the time, exclusively friend of the show, Pat Man. like we don't play video games almost every night. Friend of the show, Pat Man. Yeah, so
he gets on so late. I usually get to play like 1 game and then go to bed.
He does get on really late, which is weird because he's on Eastern time.
Right.
You would think he wouldn't get on so damn late.
Unless he's working some sort of mid-B trick or something.
He does work like second shift.
Yeah. So
that's why. So anyways, 5 votes Sonic, 1 vote Pokemon. Let us know what you think. Podcast at Gamestitch.com or tweet at @game_stitch. You can tweet to Dan at Shirtless Dan, me at Podcast Ryan, or Gerald at Hoffen Show.
I've tried to get a little better about tweeting, but nowhere near as good as I'd like to.
I've gotten no better at tweeting.
No, you haven't. No,
I might
suck at it.
Listen, I might consider it if there's a Team Sonic talk to be had. If there's a Team Sonic versus Team Detective Pikachu. I want to be clear. It's not fair to give it Team Pokemon. It's Team Sonic or Team Detective Pikachu.
Okay, you're right.
Who'll win? One enters the ring, you break a stick in half, you throw it down.
That's right. Welcome to Thunderdome.
Yeah. And I think we all know Sonic is the one who emerges. I could be so wrong about this. That movie could do like $6, but
I don't care. I think you're right. I think when it releases is going to be super important.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything. Oh wait, Wonder Woman. Actually, it might be fair. It should be fair because I think Wonder Woman comes out in February.
No one's going to see that. Everybody's
Wonder
going to
Woman?
see Birds of Prey.
Oh, Birds of Prey.
I don't even know what that is. Well, no one's going to see a Vin Diesel movie unless it's Fast and the Furious, so I'm not worried about Bloodshot.
Birds of Prey looks good to me, so
I don't even know what Birds of Prey is. Female superheroes. I've never even seen a trailer for that.
No, that's not what it's about, Producer Gerald.
It's what it looks like. I'll tell you.
Have you ever read the comic? Quiet down, then.
Clearly, he wouldn't have read it, or he would have been right about what it is. That movie is not going to do good because I've never heard of it, but Sonic is going to do good because I've heard of it. So
it's not called Birds. It's called The Birds of Prey and what is it? Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Well, that's too long.
That's the point.
That's definitely too long.
That's
that sounds like
that's the point.
Is it a JRPG?
That's the point. No, it's
the Square Enix game?
It's a Metal Gear sequel.
Good God. It's Team Sonic all the way. I think that's going to do it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a long episode.
We went pretty long today.
Yeah. Well, it's like 10 minutes of ramble before we started actually recording. So
yeah, we got really deep into Stadia.
It's like $1.20. We did get balls deep in Stadia, which is about time because the bitch comes out next week.
Yeah.
It's like the first time I've really seen Stadia stories online.
Like, where we had something to give us relevant information.
Yeah, it's always like, most of the stories I've seen over the past 6 months are like, can you believe how close Stadia is? But there's no like this is a real, like, people are like, oh shit, it's here.
In a certain sense, that's probably good because I think too much hype might have hurt it.
Would Sonic have been better off to unveil the trailer right before it comes out? To unveil the trailer. Like, they do it now and then you forget about the whole controversy and that they fixed him now.
Right. No, I think this is super important. No, they got to keep coming with trailers, though.
They got to deliver. Oh, don't worry, Sonic delivers. Okay, so Gerald during the show tweeted, "Can I get a username on this? I can't see that." At Bankroll Fresh, Gerald tweeted during the show, "Are you going to get a Google Stadia?" And then someone weighs in with all their knowledge. And what did they say? Yep. They could have said anything, but they said
sold. All that means is sold.
Yep. Now, are you going to then try to Craigslist yours out to this gentleman? Gerald says no.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Are you getting a Stadia? Also, who wants to buy one? This one's $200 because it's extra special. Good old Stadia. My shoes don't fit my shoes.
My shoes don't fit my shoes. There it is. That's it.
All right, this has been episode 357 in the books. It's done. It's over. We're going to be back same time, same place next week. Now, I want you to jump on the Twitter. I want you to weigh in on the Team Detective Pikachu or Team Sonic, and also on the Stadia, and let us know what's going on over there. Maybe we'll read some of them next week. So
let me tell you something. Sonic versus Pikachu is the most important question we've ever asked on this show.
Yep. Sonic Pikachu 2020. Something to think about.
That would put him on the same ticket.
Yeah. Tails would be running with Sonic, so he doesn't have a fucking chance, now that I think about it. All Pikachu's got to do is get Squirtle and it's over.
Oh.
Fucking Tails. Or maybe a lot of people are saying they should take the original Creepy Sonic and they should turn him into Knuckles. Just put the black fur on because he's already a little weird.
Yeah. I guess that would work.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Detective Pikachu. They did a good job initially with how good those Pokemon looked.
Yes.
Like, they looked cool to start with. Sonic, I can't handle it. Those fucking tiny little eyes. He's weird. That first Sonic was weird.
It's the nose and mouth that weirds me out.
Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Good night.
Good night.